Casket spent the night alongside the remains of Che Guevara in the city of Santa Clara.
Fidel Castro's ashes arrived in Bayamo as the corteges near Santiago de Cuba for burial. Cubans lined the streets of the city of Bayamo on Friday as the procession was slowly making its way east, destined for the final resting place of his ashes in Santiago de Cuba.
Fidel is the revolution. It's the biggest thing to remember for Cubans. And being Cuban is being Fidel.
It's also a day marking the historic day, 60 years ago, when Fidel Castro and his rebel army landed in Cuba to launch a historic revolution, including the toppling of US-backed dictator Fulgencio Batista in 1959. Elderly Cubans like Bayamo resident Carlos remembered when Castro first appeared on the scene.
60 años del desembarco del Granma.
He had to disembark 2 kilometers high because the plan that he had to disembark on the Colorado's beach, take the barracks there and run to the Sierra Maestra he couldn't do. And in the Algeria de Pio, they spread out and they were attacked with impunity because they didn't have experience. And they were resting and eating sugar cane, and they were all sick, and they all said goodbye, and they were killed.
Julio Lopez was a hungry, barefoot 14-year-old in 1956 when he first met Castro. For Lopez, now 77, Castro was a messianic figure who brought meaning and dignity to a life marked by deprivations. Lopez says, on the 17th of January 1957, we attacked the barracks of La Plata and captured 10 weapons, a lot of bullets. We were missing out some shoes, and that's why we were half naked. Some pens, all of these things we got. That was when on January 17 that I joined Fidel as a soldier. It was for the first time I saw him. I did not know him. It was after that that I got to know him. Batista was finally driven from Cuba on January the 1st, 1959, and the cortege is retracing the trek Castro made from that day until he arrived in Havana a week later. Soccer player Diego Maradona in Havana also pays his final respects to former Cuban President Fidel Castro, whom he described as his second father. Maradona hailed Fidel Castro's legacy on the Caribbean nation.
I have no hope of seeing the champ, Fidel Castro, but I have come to be with my second father, with a legend who has left us today, but has left us a clear and very beautiful legacy which we cannot betray. Those who think that Cuba has been weakened because the great man has left, they are mistaken.
The Cuban government has declared 9 days of mourning for the man who aligned Cuba with the Soviet Union and survived what his government claimed were more than 600 U.S. assassination attempts. Lehana Tsotetsi, SABC News.